I'm just kidding.
It's good. We got levels.
We got levels. I got levels. You got levels?
I do have levels.
I feel pretty good about it.
The fucking Neville Meister here.
Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna go right off script here for a second here before we start.
Okay.
So before we even get into anything, there has to be a bit of a background established.
I see you're running this interview there, Irvin.
Well, no, I'm going to start it off. I know that's for sure. Running it, probably not. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get lambasted with some difficult questions, I'm sure, and stuff I'm going to have to probably search the data bank for. So before we get started, there has to be a bit of why am I here? What am I doing here, Seb? How did I end up in this chair tonight? How did this come to be?
I contacted you on Facebook after you moved away and deserted all your friends in Ontario.
Deserted. Okay. Good choice of words. Keep going.
And then I promised drinks and
there was definitely the allure of booze and hookers for sure.
Yes.
Definitely not my main motivation for coming here. But the promise
Gold Rush TV show.
Gold Rush TV show sure helped out. The trials and tribulations of Parker Schnabel and the Hoffman crew.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
This is when everybody stopped watching.
I don't even care. Everybody's going to like this. Who's not going to like this? Who doesn't like that show? It is real life drama. It is the hardest thing you're ever going to have to do in your life. Publicized for the world to completely dissect and scrutinize the whole way through. Would you be able to do that?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Can you shut the fuck up now so I can ask you some questions?
You would punch somebody in the face. You would be kicked off that television show. They'd be like, what the fuck happened? Oh, fuck. Fucking French guy, Seb. You know what he did? So he was like, he wanted to have a cigarette and they just put a camera in his face the whole time.
Pretty much.
Yeah. How would that end up?
Not good.
Not good. It would end up terrible. It would end up completely eradicated from all knowledge and existence on the internet or from whatever TV show put up the money to have that being filmed. But it would be worth it because you would be having more fun than you've ever had in your whole life. And you wouldn't care.
No.
Because you'd be like, I don't give a fucking shit. Sorry for my colorful language.
We can beep and post. That's fine.
We can beep and post. Is that what's happening? Mm-hmm. So I'm free to say whatever comes to cross my mind. Mm-hmm. That's completely okay. Because that's going to happen. I'm going to speak my mind. This is one thing you're guaranteed throughout this because you've said there's going to be some questions.
I got no fucking sponsors for this shit, so I don't care.
You will after this.
Maybe.
Yeah, guaranteed. This is going to be the best. This is already the best podcast of 2016.
We need Koki Losi and J-Rock on here.
J-Rock would be great. He'd be nervous though.
I did bung a couple weeks ago, but that flopped.
He wouldn't talk. J-Rock wouldn't talk in front of Losi. You wouldn't be able to get the real J-Rock. He'd be too nervous. He would be. You know how what they say. You don't ever want to meet your heroes.
Yes. Your pedestal heroes.
He's a pedestal hero for sure. Cookie was the man. He still is the man. Have you ever seen that guy play bass in the last 5 years? Jaw-dropping.
No, but I saw him
jaw-dropping
20 years ago, and it was still
He was still amazing. Still good. Still the best guy you've ever seen play bass. That's what happens when he plays bass, and it freaks me out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if I may introduce you, one of my dearest, oldest friend, Irvine fucking Russell, in the closet with us tonight.
In the closet. I'm in the closet recording. I seen this on the internet, and I was like, am I ever going to get in the closet?
So, there's a list of questions.
There is, and I'm happy to be here, by the way, Seb. I must to say, I've had a wonderful time coming here and reconnecting with everybody and having a good time and
that's good
sharing in Christmas joy.
Let's just see how you feel after the interview.
It's going to be a bit of a...
make your brain
Is it going to be like a roast, or is it like...
No roasting. But
no roasting, because I can handle it.
I can
give it back
put
if
all
need be.
your neurons to work tonight.
Okay.
After a long night of festivities.
Holiday festivities. We've been partaking in television and somewhat controversial images.
And
things I
what
didn't.
is Irv is referring to is a site that Becky
No,
and
no,
I tried showing him.
Don't even say it. Nobody wants to hear
I need to
this.
inform all the
Nobody
viewers
needs to
or
hear
listeners,
this. You don't need to hear this.
if you have a chance,
Please don't go on this site.
make your way
It
to
is-
efucked.
It is the worst.
.com.
You will not be better.
That is spelled EFUKD. Efucked.
/
in the
ruin
past.
the rest of your life.
Yeah, there's
.com.
some really grim material there.
It
but,
is not healthy for you. You shouldn't need. Nobody needs to see that. You're not better off. Nobody's ever watched that and said, "Oh man, I'm so much better having seen that." Nobody. That said no one. That did not happen. That's not going to happen. But if you're curious and in your own private little world, I believe Seb has stated the aforementioned terrible website. You will not be better after seeing it.
Yeah, maybe watch it alone before you decide
Please.
to watch it with your better half.
Trust
Unless
me.
your better
Trust
half
me.
is twisted
You don't need to see it.
or
You're
deranged.
not. You're not better off having seen it. You're not.
So we're like 6 minutes
He
in
won't
the
even-
show.
Seb
Irv
won't even
totally
talk to me.
fucking derailed it.
He won't even talk to me. I told him I was gonna speak my mind. This is it. This is happening.
So
This is getting recorded. This is happening. You're gonna have to deal with whatever I have to say from here on out.
I'm still gonna post edit this shit. Oh my god.
You're not gonna post anything.
Probably not because I'm
This
lazy.
This is already the best podcast of 2016. I don't care who says anything about it.
Whoa. You heard
Yeah.
it from the
I
horse's
said
mouth.
it. I said it.
Irvine Russell.
I said it. This
Junior.
we're saying what people want to hear.
So
we're giving the kids what they want.
I'll take it easy with the first question for you.
You don't have to take it easy. You can go full on. I don't mind.
When and why did you start playing?
When
Or
and why
recording?
did I start
It-
playing
this
or
can
recording?
This can be about both.
That's two huge questions.
because
You got to
dabble
separate
in
them.
both worlds.
Which one's which?
Actually,
Playing
you
or
know
recording?
What? Let's do playing because
Why did I start
everybody
playing?
interviewed is about music.
It's
so-
about music. Well,
Yeah.
it's always been about music for me.
Oh, there you
To
go.
be fair, like it's always been about the music.
So
That's
when and
why,
why did you start playing?
when and why? Why had to be Jimi Hendrix,
Whoa.
Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Whoa.
and the insane feeling I got from the first time I heard a loud guitar amplifier.
Clean or distorted?
Distorted. Feedback specifically was one of the first things that completely freaked me out as a young man. The raw power of it, it was something I've never heard before. Like when you have a guitar in your hands, like an electric guitar, and standing in front of a giant guitar amplifier, it is a whole other beast and something that's visceral experience of having in your hands and being able to create something that powerful, and then to have it like roar back at you, like feedback wise, like Jimi Hendrix was doing back in the day. It's fucking awesome, man.
You're making these noises with your own fingers.
Yeah. It was an expression of you first and foremost, and it was in a lot of ways easier for me to kind of communicate how I was feeling through the act of playing guitar, and there was a lot of personal joy that came from that, for sure.
There you go.
And afterwards, it started to be like I started to take a bit more care into what I was actually playing and having come out versus the raw emotion of it, which was something I think that's always important and always will be to me, and something I can relate to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I started playing music, because of that shit.
There
Get
you
me
go.
all wound up, gets me all excited, makes me want to, get up and say something and flip a table or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it used to get me all full of piss and vinegar as a young guy. It was great. It was fantastic.
Okay.
That's never went away, thank God.
There you go. How about this?
Yeah, keep going. Hit me. Hit me.
Why
Hit me.
Why,
Hit me.
You're making stuff clip, you asshole.
Am I ruining this?
As you can tell by the waveform on the screen right now.
I can
yes.
tell. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
So why doesn't McDonald's sell hot dogs?
Why doesn't because more children die every year from choking on hot dogs than they do shark attacks. And that is a real fact, and you can Google that right now.
Really? I thought it was popcorn and not
Popcorn,
hot dogs.
vending machines, Deer attacks kill more people than sharks. What else does? Lightning, obesity, ants. I could go on and on of random useless facts of why sharks are less harmful to human beings than, what was the original question?
McDonald's hot dogs. 2 words.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs are more dangerous than shark attacks. That's what I was getting at.
There you go.
And why wouldn't McDonald's sell them?
You never ask yourself that
obesity,
question?
right? Obesity kills more people than hot dogs.
Fucking hamburgers.
Hamburgers are more dangerous than drugs.
Like 50
totally
pieces combos.
It's the worst drug out there because it's completely accessible to the masses, even on a larger scale than actual illicit drugs are. And it kills way more people by a landslide.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it from the...
Yeah, I said it. I don't care.
Irvine.
Yeah. Quote me. Quote this.
Which instrument do you play and master?
And master? Well, I'm a master of none, unfortunately, which doesn't help my cause. But I do consider myself a mastering engineer, which is a bit of a dichotomy at the end of the day. But
coming from the guy that was purposely literally screaming into the mic about a minute 10 ago.
I know exactly what's happening.
At the 9:30 mark, making everything fit. But that's okay. Go on there.
Well, I know how to fix it, which is okay, which means it's okay for me to do it. Am I a master of anything I play? I don't think so. I do know that I've put a lot of time into a certain couple of things in my life. And there's things that what's the number? Masturbation. I would be a NASA engineer of masturbation if there was such a scale.
So one question all the viewers are really wanted to hear
chomping at the bit, are they?
Is at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Which armrest is yours?
Which armrest is mine? The left.
Left or right?
Always the left.
You said that with conviction. Would you care to explain that statement?
That would be where I'd always want to keep my drink, and I try to always have a drink with me at the theater.
What kind of drink?
Alcoholic beverage, bar none every time. And you know what happens in the theater when you drink? I found there's a couple instances, like actually there was an instance a long time ago with a mutual friend of ours, Vince. We got to see the last of the new trilogy installments, which the Sith one, Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last of the new shitty ones, right? But I went with Vince to go see that at the movie theater, and we ended up sitting beside each other in the movie theater, and we're in like the 2 rows right by the front, right, where you're just like sitting there staring up, and then your neck hurts, right? But it's just 2 rows, like there's no like getting up and walking to an aisle, like the aisle's a mile away. So we're sitting there and I'm loaded with beers on me. And we're both sitting there in the front row, and we're just like, the movie's starting, and I just reach into my pocket, and all I hear, I go, psh. And you know what happens? Half the people in the row, like they all heard, like they're just like, hey, I'm drinking a beer. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, here it's going to happen. And half the people looked at me and they're just like, that motherfucker, he's drinking a beer in here. And the other half of the people looked at me and they're just like, God damn it, I wish I was drinking a beer too. So we proceeded to drink Sleeman's throughout the course of this the movie, and we're just like, as they were coming out of my jacket, we're just like setting them down beside us in the fucking right between our seats in the middle of the aisle. And sure enough, Vince knocks over the bottles. And
no.
Oh, nothing's happening over here. Don't worry about it. We're fine. So
the moral of the story, folks, is don't bring glass bottles, glass beer bottle, bring cans.
But always drink in a movie theater. Always. Hey, nobody will call the ushers on you because, like I said, they'll either be like disgusted that they never thought of it or just so damn jealous that they're not doing it.
I know you've been in a couple bands, but
yes.
How did you come up? So let's pick the one I know. The Mighty Fisherman.
The Mighty Fisherman.
How did you guys come out with that band's name?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. That would have been Tom and Neil, for sure. I think mainly Tom too. I think they might have even had the name before even I became a part of the band.
Oh.
Yeah. I think what happened was these guys were like jamming. Neil and Tom, and I think Adam at the time, were jamming, and they were friends of my sister's. And they ended up coming over to my house just because they were friends of my sister. They'd be hanging out, and they ended up playing some songs in the basement, and I just pulled out my guitar and started playing along with them. And unbeknownst to me, they were actually looking for another guitar player for the band. And after that, I think I played something stupid like Stairway to Heaven.
Nice.
I honestly think I do. I think I might have busted out Stairway to Heaven on my old blue Vester heavy metal guitar.
I can't believe you just said that on there, but go on.
Well, I told you I was going to tell like it happened. I have nothing to hold back. I think that's what happened. And yeah, ever since then, I was just kind of like, we always just kind of played together and jammed together. It was mainly Adam that wrote the songs. Tom lyrics and vocals and everything. Neil
wrote that BMX song? That was probably one of my favorite songs, actually.
BMX Kingpin?
Yeah.
That was Adam.
Nice.
Adam wrote that song.
I still have yet to interview him through this podcast.
You got to get Ace on this.
Oh yeah, Ace.
Would he be okay with it? Would he'd get all clammy? He'd clam up.
Oh no, again, nice.
You got to get him
before,
get him. Well, not drunk, lubricated.
Yes.
Properly, like there's like just enough truth serum. You know what I mean?
I have another question for you, sir.
Question me.
Do they have the word dictionary in the
word dictionary? Absolutely.
You think it's in the again with such conviction, but I
guarantee it.
Why do you think that?
Because there has to be a definition for what is, and the dictionary is pretty good at doing that.
But you're picking up the dictionary when you pick up the dictionary.
I already know it's a dictionary. You're right. But what if I need a definition for what a dictionary is?
Okay, so you think it's in there?
I guarantee it. Can we ask? Can we make it happen right now?
I know the answer to that, but I'm going to keep you in suspense.
It's not.
How about this? Do vegetarians eat animal crackers?
They should.
Why?
Because it's full of butter.
What? Salted butter or non-salted butter?
Absolutely salted butter. Those motherfuckers are good. They're great on top of macaroni and cheese.
So we're brushing up on what you said earlier, but
yeah.
Other than Stairway to Heaven,
yeah.
What was the first song you've learned to play on the guitar or bass or whatever?
Oh, what was the first song on the guitar? You know what? I know this.
Of course you know this.
I know this.
Everybody knows this.
And I played it in front of my class.
Oh, that sounds juicy.
For there was a show. It's
gonna be good.
No, this is good. There's show and tell at my school, and I had this. Kent was the make of the guitar, and if you know what make it is, you know what I'm talking about. It's terrible. But I had this it was a beautiful thing because it was a gift from my guitar teacher to me. And I think it was like Starburst, and I think I fucking like painted it white.
But which
like
song
by
did
hand.
you play?
Okay, I'm getting there. Settle down. I'm making a long story about this. I know.
Suspense is killing me.
Okay, but I brought this guitar in for show and tell when I was like, I think I was in grade 4. So
I want to say Freebird for some reason. I don't know.
Freebird?
Why,
No, it's nowhere near as good. It's terrible. Like I look back, like, I was talking earlier on tonight about how those memories where you go, oh, and your head shakes and you can't, like it's that Louis C.K. joke. I was like, oh, it just makes your head shake whenever you think about this memory. This is one of those memories for me. It's the first time I
Smoke on the water?
No, the first time I played music in front of human beings was, I think I was, I don't know how old I was in grade 4. Like I might have been 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that.
What freaking song was it?
Frere Jacques, bro.
Really?
I played Frere Jacques, and I played it on an electric guitar without an amplifier plugged into it in front of my class.
On a Kent guitar.
On a Kent guitar that I hand painted bathroom tile white.
Wow.
Yeah, that really happened.
Wow.
That's honestly, that's documented now. I'm glad I have that out in the open. I'm glad people know about that, because that is honest to God what happened. And I've never been cooler.
And this is
life.
good blackmailing material, folks.
No, you know what it is? You know what I realized that day when I was 9 years old?
What?
I'm going to get laid from doing this.
Not from Frère Jacques.
I swear to
Unless
God.
it's Patrick Stewart singing it.
No, I swear.
I don't know about that.
Unless it's Patrick Stewart. Frère Jacques, frère. It was so good. It was like the song was meaningless because of what happened. What actually was the most meaningful part about it
now,
was
did you play chords, or you just played the whole song
I played
on
a
one
single
string? Like
I played a single
cake
string.
Style, fucking
single string.
Oh,
finger,
that is...
Yeah, and it was...
Sounds painful.
It was painful. It was terrible. But even when you bomb, girls still love it. Like I remember thinking like, hey, I was terrible, but I remember the response I got from the girls in the class. I was like, oh my God, girls love this shit. They love this shit. I got to keep doing this.
How about this?
This is great. I want more difficult questions. Give me the most difficult question.
It's I'm slowly graduating.
You're getting me there.
I'm building you up here.
Okay, good.
Is there a time limit on fortune cookies?
Never. Because it's a fortune. How can you put a limit on that?
Okay.
Right?
Is your family musical by any chance?
Not a bit.
No?
No. Well, okay, I'm lying. Not in the traditional sense. My can I tie in a long story here? I've already done it a lot. I'm going to keep doing it. Can I tie in a long story here?
We're only at 22 minutes. You're by far the longest interview we've done.
This is going to be the longest interview you're ever going to have. Just so you know, I'm going to make every single question excruciatingly long.
I'm just wondering too. My YouTube channel only allows me videos up to 22 minutes.
No, man, Joe Rogan does like 4 hour,
yeah,
3 hour podcasts.
He's got fucking 100,000 viewers. I do not.
So you can do
I
this
196.
Just chop it up in 3 or 4 parts. You don't take anything out. Just put part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Easy.
So your family musical history.
Oh, my musical history with my family.
The Reader Digest.
The Reader Digest version?
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
No. My parents both have musical ears. My dad has great taste in music. So does my mother. My mom is a beautiful slave to the rhythm when the right song comes on. My dad is a horrible murderer of rhythm when his favorite song comes on.
I hope they never hear this.
No, that's okay. He knows. His white man overbite 2-step is something to behold. Let me tell you, it's really good. But the Reader Digest long version of it, musicality. I think I've talked to some about this in the past. The connections my parents have with influence in the music industry. And that might sound strange for them to hear and for me to kind of tie that reference to. But my mother, in her earlier days working in Cambridge, Ontario, worked at a speaker manufacturing plant. And
cool.
She wound coils for some of the best speakers ever made. She used to wind coils for Cambridge Speaker, which is the name of the manufacturing plant. And they also did... what are the names of the speakers? Anyways, my dad, who was... a tool and die maker for 40 plus years. He did his apprenticeship with a man who created one of the best known turntables in professional turntable history in the Lynn Sondeck. And that was like a benchmark as far as turntables.
Sound deck. We looked at
Son, S-O-N deck.
But I thought it was like
Lynn.
Sound.
No.
Lynn. Yeah, actually.
No,
yeah,
the Lynn
right.
Sondeck.
Never mind.
But yeah, that was my dad's connection with him. So I feel like in a lot of ways it was meant to be. Like music was in my blood.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not necessarily like... We didn't have too many instruments around the house. Like my parents didn't play any instruments. My dad still kind of fakes his way through 3 or 4 chords and can play Wild Thing
Smoke on the water?
I don't know if he can do Smoke on the Water. He can do Wild Thing. Like, he means it when he plays it, too. Like, it's really good. Like, he can smash his way through those 3 chords. He loves it.
How about this? If vampires can't see their reflection in the mirror, why are their hair always so neat? Like, perfect.
Perfect hair?
Yeah. But they can't see themselves.
But they can't see the reflection in a mirror. Why?
How does that work?
Oh, that's a deep question.
You know what I mean? Like, it's messed up.
Well, how does a blind person know that they've brushed their teeth?
Well, they can feel, but...
Exactly. They can feel it.
They can feel it. There you go.
There's actually... I saw a documentary on TV. This is going to be the longest interview you've ever had. 'Cause every question you ask me...
The longest interview 10 minutes ago.
Every question you ask me, I'm going to back up with a super long story. There was a TV documentary I saw on Discovery called Superhumans. And there was a gentleman who was born without eyesight. And they said, for this man to be a human being and having never had eyes in his head, how is he possibly able to comprehend the idea of perspective? You know what I mean? You know how you like walk around something and the perspective it changes when you look at it?
Mm-hmm.
How they were like, how the hell can this guy understand perspective having never had eyes? Like, it didn't make sense to them. They were just like, how can he do it? So what they did is, like, this guy would draw stuff by feel. So he would feel around, and they took him to a building that was a perfect hexagon shape, right? Every side of the wall was the same length.
Hexagon, for you viewers or listeners out there, is
10?
Shape
10-sided? 8.
Octagon is
Octagon is 10-sided, right?
Octagon or octagon?
Octagon.
Octagon is 8.
Like the UFC.
Octo. So like
8.
Mo2 has an octagon.
So it might have been a building with like 6 or 8 sides, or sorry, 7 or 8 sides. There's 8 sides to this building. No.
The Pentagon has 6.
It was 6. It was pentagon shaped. But it was a building in like old world Venice or something like that. And what this guy did, he would draw a picture of it from memory. And what he had to do is he had to walk up to it, and he simply walked around the perimeter of the building with his hand on it and felt it.
And he'd draw it with perspective.
And then he went back to the paper and he sat down behind the paper and he drew the build, like, you know how like if you're to look at a building of that shape with perspective, the sides on the left and the right would be bigger than the ones in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to draw that from memory, having never seen it in his life. How the fuck did he do that? How do you know what perspective was just from feel? And that's why vampires don't need mirrors.
Wow. Mind blown.
Mind blown, bro.
Wow.
Next question. Let's do this.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That wasn't tough for me. That was nothing.
Since bread is square, why is meat circular most of the time?
I can tell you. I know exactly why.
Why?
Why is meat circular? Because it is formed and cured in intestines or casement, which is a emulation of what animal intestines used to be, and that's why they have the circular shape. A
very Spock-like answer from
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly the reason. I don't need Google. I am Google.
See, most of the people I've interviewed, they're always so quick to correct me to say, no, there are a lot of square meats, such as like luncheon meat or
that's not meat. Luncheon meat.
Luncheon meat.
That's that fucking. That's like gelatin and fucking macaroni and fucking little cheese bits in it. That bologna shit.
And like
you don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat that stuff. That's not meat.
They're all processed.
That's not meat. That's something else entirely, man. That's like that pink shit from McDonald's. Real meat is circular. It is cured as a sausage type of device, and it is used for men of great fucking knowledge and leisure to eat at their own pace. I love me a good charcuterie plate.
Which famous...
Keep going. Give me more, Seb. Hit me.
Which famous musician do you admire right now?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, interesting question.
And you have 2 minutes before the tape roll out on my camera over there. Heads up.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make this real long. So, which artist do I admire right now? And why? Is there an NY in there?
Yeah.
Because I could fill that in no problem.
Go right ahead.
Mike Patton.
Ooh.
I love Mike Patton. He can do it all. He can do anything he wants to do. He can score music for film.
Can you tell people
he can write opera?
Who Mike Patton is?
Patton was most popularly known for his role in a band called Faith No More as a lead singer and vocalist, and he's went on to do other projects such as Mr. Bungle, Tomahawk, Faith No More, Faith No More, Tomahawk, Phantom Ass. He was a orchestrator of, which also had the Dave Lombardo from Slayer playing drums in, which is incredible. What else has he done? Peeping Tom, which is like a kind of for the masses type of like sing-along dance, pop rock type of thing. But he is the diversity he possesses with the vocal range he has and the control that he has is unbeatable.
There you go. Irvine Russell.
Yes.
Can you cry underwater?
Can you physically cry underwater?
Yeah, what would happen?
Well, your tear ducts open up. So I'm saying if you have goggles on, absolutely. No goggles, no. I think the water pressure would push back, and your eye cavity, your eye socket would fill up with water.
I concur.
Yeah, we're smart. We need to get this.
Yeah,
that's got to be right. Right?
Yeah,
I thought so.
I'll be one of your.
That's Spock-like logic, and we can say that because myself and this gentleman conducting this podcast, Sebastian Xavier Meunier, happens to be expert in Spock, well-versed in Spock-like logic, which is exactly how I try to answer every question every time I hear it from anybody. What the fuck would Spock say? Because he's usually right.
Or what would Jean-Luc do?
What would Jean-Luc do?
Yeah.
He's a fucking moral barometer of our generation. You know that, right?
Yes.
He conducted himself with grace and dignity in the face of grievous, heinous actions of other races and other space creatures.
Quite the diplomat.
He was and there was no money. Money didn't even factor in. He had no concept of the value of money, so he had to act on honor.
Yes.
Fuck, man. So good.
He was a role model.
I don't give a fuck what people say, man. Star Trek is a religion, and it teaches us better moral standards than... Oh, I don't want to get too deep, but it teaches us a very good moral standard to abide by. Like the Prime Directive. The Prime Directive would be a religion if it was to come out in the fucking 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to get too in depth about that.
And it's positive, too. Well,
absolutely it is. The Prime Directive.
Be, but don't mess with the world.
every time he had issues with it, right? There's so many episodes about him having like debates about, is the Prime Directive the right decision to make right here? Do I completely follow it or do I break the rules?
But it's well documented that in the 7th season of TNG, he's broken the Prime Directive 7 times.
He did? Seriously? 7 times in one season?
7 times. Some people calculated that he broke it 7 times.
Wow.
That's okay, because in the 3 seasons of the original series, he broke it like 17 times. Being Kirk.
So. Kirk was not exactly
There's
well-versed.
a good-looking woman there. Ah, screw this. I'm making out with her.
Yeah, we are going to have contact. Oh, I hear beeps. Does that mean the GoPro's done?
I don't know.
Do we just keep going here? Should we just keep going?
I cannot believe the live fucking battery on this guy here. Yeah, she's dead, Jim.
Sorry. Do you want to like stop this and restart it?
No. That guy's still running there.
I'm sorry. This is uncharted territory for you. This is the
Can't
long.
make that battery
This is
so
the longest
nasty.
interview. What was that question? What was that last question even about? I just went completely off track and just didn't acknowledge it whatsoever.
Can you cry underwater?
Can you cry underwater? Hey, we answered that one, but we went into the Spock like.
Who was your
logic thing.
first teacher?
My first teacher.
No, sorry. I skipped that one.
I can tell you I can tell you some of that probably. Go back. Tell me.
Fondest musical memory.
Fondest musical memory. I think I might have already went over it. That first time playing an instrument in front of human beings.
There you go.
That wait, there's a few more actually. There's one of the last. I think one of the last times I played live in front of people was one of my most favoriteest experiences. I played bass for an artist called Mary Fivey for her CD release party in our hometown of Cambridge, Ontario. At what was the Time Club at the time? What was it called? Downtown or Fiddlers Green.
Fiddlers Green.
Fiddlers Green used to be the Time Club. It was Fiddlers Green after that. And we had a CD release party with some of my favorite people there in the crowd. And one of my favorite people in the world, Susie Q, was on guitars.
Yeah.
And we played to a sold out fucking crowd at the Fiddlers Green for Mary's CD release party. That was a fucking blast, man.
I remember that.
That was good times.
I might know the answer to this, but were you influenced by old record tapes, CDs, or digital downloads?
Well, all of them. Every media pretty much influenced me. Beta, VHS, all of it influenced me in a lot of ways, for sure. The most influenced I was probably by my father's record collection when I was young growing up and listening with headphones in the living room. Sitting there in my own kind of closing out the rest of the world and just being able to be completely immersed in music via headphones was amazing.
I guess we could have put 8 tracks in there too.
8 tracks, yeah. I was in cars with 8 tracks for sure.
Make a note.
Radio, I think radio too hugely influenced me growing up as well. Not on that list, I don't think.
That would be AM radio.
AM radio? Hey, yeah, I'm not old. It's okay, you can say that. FM radio, I remember making mixtapes from the radio and oh, I can't wait for that song to come on. I'm gonna make this mixtape for this girl. She's gonna love it.
Oh, making mixtape for girls.
Mixtapes for girls. Lost art form.
Yeah.
Got me laid a lot. Sorry, Mom.
Speaking of procreation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a good segue into my next question.
Good segue.
Why don't you ever see baby pigeons?
Baby pigeons, because they can't fly until they're adult-sized? Is that
another Spock-like answer?
Another Spock-like answer? I think, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a beginner who's nervous about playing their first show?
Oh, Jesus.
Run for your life.
Oh, man. Prepare yourself. If you can't take criticism, if you can't handle constructive criticism, negative feedback, pack your bags, go to your safe room where nobody can say bad words about you, because this is a harsh world. But love it. Every second of it.
How did you handle mistakes on stage?
Mistakes on stage. Never stop playing.
Keep going?
Keep going. Pretend like you, maybe even do it 4 times so people think it's a change.
Oh. Never heard that one before. That's good.
If you fuck it up, do it 4 times in a row. People think it was supposed to be there.
How about this? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken or the egg theory, eh? Well, what's the answer? The chicken or the egg? And what Spock-like logic would I apply to this question? What time are we at? Where's our time?
No, we're good.
We're good? We're good for time? Chicken or the egg, chicken or the egg, chicken or the egg. I would have to say chicken.
The chicken?
Yeah.
You sound like you're regretting that answer already.
I am, because
You're like,
I don't believe a chicken can come from anything else but an egg. But there has to be a start somewhere.
Sorry?
And an egg is a byproduct of a chicken, so therefore the chicken has to be first.
Okay.
Sorry.
Best advice.
That's the best I could do.
Best advice that was given to you, or best advice you would like to give to people?
Like to give to people as far as advice, like life advice?
Yeah, anything.
Any advice. Holy shit.
About music, relationship, you
Music,
name it.
usually musically related would be my area of expertise. I think I even talked about it a few seconds ago. I was just kind of saying it behind you, but I think you have to believe it. You have to love it. And if you don't waste your time on it.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
I think that's it. Like, I think that's what I'm shooting for nowadays. Like, if I don't believe in it, if I don't like it, if I don't love it, I'm sorry, kids. It's not getting my full attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not, I'm just not fully invested, and I have to be invested in something in order to do it. And I spent a lot of years kind of not faking it, but I mean, like a lot of time where I felt like I was just doing a job. You know what I mean? And I was doing it really well. Like, I didn't treat it with any less respect than what I should have. But I know for sure that would the time have been rewarded better if I believed in it or I wanted to do it more? Absolutely. So I think if you're invested in something and it makes you want to stand up and it makes you want to yell and it makes you want to get pumped up and excited, that's what you should go for.
Well, thank you very much there, Irvine.
Oh, man, Seb.
Russell?
Seb,
Jr.?
honestly, the pleasure was all mine.
Anytime
you want to have me on a podcast and have me say some stuff to people and straight shoot, I can straight shoot.
All right.
I'll do it anytime.
Straight shoot talk.
Straight talk. I can do straight
Russell
talk.
Jr.
Yeah, sometimes people don't like what I have to say.
Well.
I don't care.
Better ratings for me.
Better ratings for you. This is the best podcast of 2016. Believe that, as Chris Cross would say.
Thank you. Peace.
Believe that.